सांस को अब नाए ध्यानी बन जाए, सांस को अब नाए ध्यानी बन जाए, सांस को अब। तुझ में मुझ में क्या अंतर है, पशु पक्षी भी जीव है। तुझ में मुझ में क्या अंतर है, पशु पक्षी भी जीव है। जीने का हक सबको है, हम सब सारे एक है। ध्यान कर शाकाहारी बन, आत्मज्ञानी बन, खुद को जानो तुम क्या हो, पहचानो तुम क्या हो, तुम क्या हो, तुम क्या हो, तुम क्या हो। बन जाए बन जाए बन जाए बन जाए, ध्यानी बन जा सांस को अब नाए ध्यानी बन जाए।
Good morning, Masters. Thank you all for taking time to join, and welcome to day 10 of the Power of Now. Thank you, Srini Madam. And you are mute lo unnarandi.
Yeah, sorry. Welcome everybody. So good morning. So let me share my screen. Can you share the? Can you see the screen? Andy?
Yeah, we can see Andy. Thank you.
Okay. So this is day 11 of, and we are dealing with the chapter 6, the inner body. So we did 3 topics yesterday, and we'll be trying to cover 4 of the topics from chapter 6. Connecting with the inner body. It's talking about what kind of effort you can make to connect with the inner body. Then it talks about the transformation through the body. So when you do that, what kind of transformations that can happen, and how the body helps you with the transformation. Sermon on the body, which basically it talks about different qualities of the body, or what kind of things we can do with the body, or where the body is a limitation. Also it explains. And the fourth one, have deep roots within. So again, it kind of ties back to the first one, connecting with the inner body. So, but how do you deep root it? So once you connect with the inner body, then stay with the connection. So if you stay for a long time, it's called deep rooted. So first one, connecting with the inner body. You may find it helpful to close your eyes for this practice. It actually is talking about, this is the practice where you have to do it. You have to feel feel the body basically. When being in the body has become natural and easy, this will no longer be necessary. Typically, if the practice becomes norm, then you are used to practice. You may not have to close your eyes, but because in the initial stages, to be able to focus, you need to close your eyes, direct your attention into the body, feel it from within. So when you close your eyes, feel the entire body from the head to toe, hands, arms, legs, feet, chest, abdomen. Feel that it is what is happening when you close your eyes, and feel them inside, not outside, inside of them. If you start focusing, you will feel a subtle energy field inside the body, and the more focus you make, you will have a better experience of that. Okay, so you will feel as if every organ and every cell is getting, you feel them basically. Can you feel it simultaneously in all parts of the body as a single field of energy? Over a period of time, you'll be able to do it. But if you don't, just whatever the feeling you have that feeling. Don't think about anything, or don't think about those. What are you feeling? Just feel it. The more attention you give it, the clearer and the stronger this feeling will become. It will feel as if every cell is becoming more alive. And if you have strong visual sense, you may get an image of your body becoming luminous. Pay more attention to the feeling than to any image that may arise. If you cannot feel very much at the stage, pay attention to whatever you can feel. Perhaps there is just a slight tingling in your hands or feet. That's good enough for the moment. Just focus on the feeling. Your body, inner body, is coming alive. That means you have a experience of your inner body. Please open your eyes now, but keep some attention in the inner energy field of the body, even as you look around the room. Never lose touch with it. So whenever even if you are opening your eyes, try to feel inside, try to feel the inner body. Whatever actions you are doing, feel that body inside all the time. It's a practice again. So as you do it, you will experience it even more. Transformation through the body. Why have most religions condemned or denied the body? It seems that spiritual seekers have always regarded the body as a hindrance or even as sinful. So this is a question which was posted to the author. Author is saying, on the level of the body, humans are very close to animals. All the basic bodily functions, pleasure, pain, breathing, eating, drinking, defecating, sleeping, the drive to find a mate and procreate, and of course, birth and death, we share with the many animals, basically. So he tries to explain Adam and Eve story. Adam and Eve saw that they were naked and they became afraid. Unconscious denial of their animal nature set in very quickly. Shame and taboos appeared around certain parts of the body and bodily functions, especially sexuality. The light of their consciousness was not yet strong enough. They did what they had to do. they began to disassociate from their body. He's talking about inner body. They now saw themselves as having a body rather than just being it. So they lost connection with their inner body. And now, as soon as we lose connection with the inner body, mind takes over. So once mind takes over, then as we discussed yesterday, there are two consequences author talked about: fear and the sin. These two come into the feeling of fear, the feeling of sin takes over. When religions arose, this disassociation became even more pronounced as you are not your body belief. So he's talking about, again, if you have to experience your inner body, you have to have the external body. I mean, if you are if your body is gone, you cannot really experience it, right? So you need your body. So what author is saying is you have to have your body. You have to take care of your body and make sure it is healthy and well. Without that, rest of the experiences cannot happen. So you do not want to put your body in a situation where you are it is not healthy. So countless people in East and West throughout the ages have tried to find God, salvation, or enlightenment through denial of the body. This took the form of denial of sense pleasures and of sexuality in particular, fasting, and other ascetic practices. They even inflicted pain on the body in an attempt to weaken or punish it because they regarded it as sinful. Others tried to escape from the body by entering trance states or seeking out of the body experiences. Many still do. Even the Buddha is said to have practiced body denial through fasting and extreme forms of asceticism for 6 years. But he did not attain enlightenment until after he had given up the practice. So putting the pain body through the pain does not help. So again, he's talking about extremes. Okay, so you do not have to do it to be able to have your body in reasonable way. Make sure it is proper so that you can experience the inner body. Once you experience the inner body, then it connects you. The inner body is the gateway to connect to your consciousness. The fact is that no one has ever become enlightened through denying or fighting the body or through the out of the body experience. Although such an experience can be fascinating and can give you a glimpse of the state of liberation from the material form, you will always have to return to the body where the essential work of transformation takes place. Transformation is through the body, not away from it. So if you are out of the body, there is no transformation. As long as you are in the body, then you have the inner, then you can connect to the inner body, and then you have the transformation so that you can, through the inner body, you connect to the consciousness, then the transformation happens. Otherwise, there is no question of transformation. This is why no true master has ever advocated fighting or leaving the body. Of the ancient teachings concerning the body, only certain fragments survive. Jesus' statement that your whole body will be filled with light. This is the same thing what we experienced, what we did in the beginning of the session. Closing your eyes and feel the inner body. As you do more and more, you feel as if the whole body is filled with the light. That means every cell of your body is alive when that happens, you feel as if your body is filled up with light. Myths such as the belief that Jesus never relinquished his body, but remained one with it and ascended into heaven with it. Almost no one to this day has understood those fragments of or the hidden meaning of certain myths. And the "you are not your body" belief has prevailed universally. The next question author was asked, is it possible to recover the lost teachings on the significance of the body or to reconstruct them from the existing fragments? Author is saying there is no need for it. All spiritual teachings originate from the same source. In that sense, there is and always has been only one master who manifests in many different forms. I am that master, so are you. Once you are able to access the source within, he's talking about touching the consciousness. Once you touch the consciousness, it will drive you. The way to source is through the inner body. To touch the consciousness, you need to connect to the inner body first. Although all spiritual teachings originate from the same source, and once they become verbalized and written down, they are obviously no more than collections of words. As we discussed earlier in the sessions, word does not give you, word cannot explain the consciousness. It cannot explain the source, regardless of how much ever you say. To explain the God, explain the consciousness, it does not do justice. You cannot simply do it. You have to experience it. That's what author is trying to say. All such teachings are signposts pointing the way back to the source. We talked about this yesterday again. It's a whatever the words that are explained by the teachers or gurus, they are like signposts. They are trying to tell you, give you a direction to point how to go back to the source. But they cannot take you to the source. So they will tell you to connect, feel your inner body, and then that will, through that, you reach the source. Sermon on the body. That's the next topic. So since we talked about, we discussed a transformation through the body, now he is trying to go a little bit on the external body, the physical structure. What you perceive as a dense physical structure called the body, which is subject to disease, old age, death, is not ultimately real. It is not you. Your body is, you're not the body. When we say you're not the body, we are talking about the external body, the physical appearance, physical dense structure. That's not you. We all know, that's what author is saying. And every master who has come in and explained this concept said the same thing. Due to the limitations of your mind, which having lost touch with being creates the body as evidence of its illusory belief in separation and to justify its state of fear. So whatever your identity is, that is created by your mind. That's what author explains, and which is true to an extent if you start meditating a little bit and start thinking about our self-evaluation or self-questioning. That's what if you start doing it, it basically you start realizing that what you are is defined by your mind, unless you go deep. But do not turn away from the body. So body is not you. That is true. But you do not want to turn away from the body because you need the body for the sadhana. Without body, you cannot do the sadhana. So once you have the body, then you can do the sadhana to connect to feel the inner body, and then that takes you to the soul source. Do not turn your attention elsewhere in your search for the truth, for it is nowhere else to be found but within your body. Do not fight against the body, for in doing so, you are fighting against your own reality. You are your body. The body, again, when you say you are your body, you're talking about, he's talking about to get to the inner body, you need the external body. The body that you can see and touch is only a thin, illusory veil. We talked about the concept a little bit yesterday. So it's like if you want to look in the mirror, if it has the dust on the mirror, you have to clean the dust to see yourself in the mirror. If you want to see the person on the other side, if there is a veil in between, you have to remove the veil. So the one that's the concept he's talking about. Underneath it lies the invisible inner body, the doorway into being, into life unmanifested. Through the inner body, you are inseparably connected to this unmanifested one life, birthless, deathless, eternally present. Through the inner body, you are forever one with God. Next topic he talks about is now we understood what is the importance of the physical body. He is trying to say how to be deep rooted in your inner body. The key is to be in a state of permanent connectedness with your inner body, to feel it all the time. All the time means the more conscious you direct into the inner body, the higher its vibrational frequency becomes, much like a light that grows brighter as you turn up the dimmer switch, and so increase the flow of electricity. So again, going back to the beginning of the session, close your eyes and feel the inner body. As you feel more and more, you feel as if there is more light in your body. At this higher energy level, negativity cannot affect you anymore. If you keep your attention in the body as much as possible, you will be anchored in the now. Again, he's talking about not the external body, it's inner body. You won't lose yourself in the external world, and you won't lose yourself in your mind. Once you are connecting to inner body, you crossed your mind. Thoughts and emotions, fears, desires may still be there to some extent, but they won't take you over. Please examine where your attention is at this moment. So it's a kind of a similar exercise. He's repeating what we did in the beginning. You are listening to me, or you are reading these words in a book. So he is trying to explain the practice where you can feel your inner body while doing actions, not closing your eyes. So in the beginning of the session, you close your eyes and then feel the body. So, but as you practice, he is trying to say while you're the entire day, when you're doing the actions or performing any particular task, while performing the task, he is asking you to do this. Basically, that's where the sadhana comes. That is the focus of your attention. You Okay. Whatever you're doing, that's where you wanted to focus on. Yes. You're also peripherally aware of your surroundings. So now I'm talking to you, but while I'm talking to you, that is my focus of attention. But at the same time, there are certain things that are happening in the surroundings. There might be certain sounds I might hear, but I'm not focused there. But I'm peripherally aware of those sounds which might be happening around me while I'm talking. There may be some mind activity around what you're hearing or reading, some mental commentary. So while I'm talking, there is some mind activity happening. It's not that mind is calm. Because I'm focusing more on talking here, it is not doing too much, but there is still some thinking. It might be thinking about what will be, what did I say little bit before, what I'm going to say sometime in the future. So those are the thoughts that might be coming in. See if you can be in touch with your inner body at the same time. So it's trying to calm down your mind. To be able to do it, the physical mind, as soon as mind comes in, it brings in thoughts, and this ultimately leads to a distraction. So what he's trying to say is, while doing the action, while I'm talking here, he's saying talk, but at the same time, feel as if your whole body is talking, not your mouth or tongue. The action is coming from the whole body. That means you feel your inner body, and then whatever actions you are doing, feel as if the whole body is doing the action. So keep some of your attention within. Don't let it all flow out. Feel your whole body from within as a single field of energy. It's almost as if you were listening or reading with your whole body. So whatever your action, whatever the action you're doing, feel as if you're listening, then you're not simply listening from your ears. Yes, you're listening from your ears, but feel as if your whole body is listening. That's just the feeling. Let this be your practice in the days and weeks to come. Do not give all your attention away to the mind and the external world. By all means, focus on what you're doing, but feel the inner body at the same time whenever possible. Stay rooted within. Then observe how this changes your state of consciousness and the quality of what you're doing. When you start doing it, you will be able to do your task a lot efficiently. You will recognize it once you start doing it. You'll feel probably 2 or 3 weeks, or even maybe it can happen depending upon the individual. As you feel, as you do the practice, the same task what you were doing before, if you do it after the practice, while you're doing the practice, it feels as if you're doing the tasks better. Whenever you are waiting, wherever it may be, use that time to feel the inner body. He's giving examples: traffic jams, lineups become very enjoyable. That means you're not closing your eyes, and you're not in the dhyana, but you are in dhyana with open eyes. That's what he's trying to explain. It's in the meditation, but with open eyes. Instead of mentally projecting yourself away from now, go more deeply into the now by going more deeply into the body. The art of inner body awareness will develop into a completely new way of living, a state of permanent connectedness with being, and will add a depth to your life. It is easy to stay present as the observer of your mind when you are deeply rooted within your body. No matter what happens on the outside, nothing can shake you anymore. So it's as if, even though your eyes are open, you still see the whole world, you still do the actions, but you're not sucked into that. You're still deep rooted. That's what deep rooted means here. Nothing can shake you anymore. So you're not going to be affected by things which are happening in the material world. Unless you stay present, and inhabiting your body is always an essential aspect of it. You will continue to be run by your mind. If you are not in present, if you're not in the present, that means if you're not conscious, mind will take over, basically, run by your mind. That's what he's saying. The script in your head that you learned a long time ago, the conditioning of your mind will dictate your thinking and your behavior. When something goes wrong or there is some loss or upset, your conditioned reaction will then be involuntary, automatic, and predictable, fueled by the one basic emotion that underlies the mind identified state of consciousness, fear. As soon as mind comes into picture, fear takes over, and then you are performing the actions or reactions. Involuntary reactions will come naturally. When challenges come, as they always do, make it a habit to go within at once and focus as much as you can on the inner energy field of your body. But you need to do it the moment that the challenge presents itself. Any delay will allow a conditioned mental emotional reaction to arise and take you over. As you practice, you will know. If you're deep rooted, it does not affect you at all. But while you're practicing in the initial stages, if you feel that there is a challenge, that means, let's say, you get an anger. There is an angry moment. There is a moment where people say something and then you are trying to react. At that moment, you have to remember, if you know to remember the feel the inner body, then you will again be in your control. You're not controlled by the mind. When you focus within and feel the inner body, you immediately become still and present as you are withdrawing consciousness from the mind. Just as the sun is infinitely brighter than a candle flame, there is infinitely more intelligence in being than in your mind. So if you're deep rooted, being will respond, not your mind. Mind only reacts. As long as you are in conscious contact with your inner body, you are like a tree that is deeply rooted in the earth, or a building with a deep and solid foundation. This analogy is used by Jesus in the story of two men who build a house. One man builds it on the sand without a foundation, and when the storms and floods come, the house is swept away. The other man digs deep until he reaches the rock, then builds his house, which is not swept away by the floods. Okay, so that we can stop here, or we can start the meditation. Close your eyes. Start focusing on the breath and feel your inner body. Clasp your fingers and cross your legs if you can. 30 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your palms on your eyes. Slowly open your eyes. Look at your palms. Thank you. Let me share my screen. We just talk about the highlights. Okay, so highlights for the day. Again, the first one is practice feeling your inner body. That's the practice where you're closing your eyes and start focusing from head to toe. Don't think about anything about your body. You do not have to think anything, just feel it. If you don't feel much, just pay attention to whatever you can feel. As you practice more, feeling becomes rich. Give enough attention to physical body and try to touch the source using the inner body. The third point is the cultivating the art of inner body awareness. That is, first point and third point are kind of related, except the fact that you are doing the third without closing your eyes. So that means you are always to be in the meditative state with open eyes. So if you practice that slowly over a period of time, you will develop the deeply rooted state. While performing action, naturally, your attention will be on the action. I think we were doing the meditation just now. So our focus was on the breath. But which is peripherally aware of your surroundings. So there is music around you, but the focus is on your breath. There might be other activity in your mind. There might be thoughts coming in. See if you can be touch with your inner body at the same time. That means you are feeling while you're focusing on the breath, while the music is there are surroundings, you have different sounds going on. You feel your body, what's inside the body. So you need to keep that attention within. So don't let it all flow out. So I mean, keep the attention there. Just feel it. Feel your whole body from within as a single field of energy. It's almost as if you are performing the action with your whole body. So these are the three points from today. Okay. I think that's all for the day, Bhartigar.
Thank you, Srehan. This is really helpful, and feeling and getting more inner body awareness. I think that's what we all need to practice, at least like during the day. Try to remind these highlights and start practicing. Anyone would like to share any experience or any questions? Yeah. For no other questions, thank you all, masters. Thank you for joining. We'll see you all back again tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.